I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is
And a jolly good morning to you from a rather cool April morning here in Bedfordshire, just on the outskirts of the town of Flitwick. And today, with the help of my friends from Go Jauntly, I've picked up a nice little walk. It's not too far from where I live, from the edge of Flytwyk to Ampthill Park in the nearby town of Ampthill. I'm just going to modify the walk slightly in that I'll continue this video until I get back to where I started, i.e. here. But the walk, according to the app, which was a walk uploaded by an app user as opposed to Go Jauntly themselves, so slightly less information as to what we're going to see along the way, but it does have some photographs and things so you can keep a track of where you are, and the map appears to work at least anyway, so far so good. That's Froggle Road, I think, in Flitwick, and we're right next to the Midland main line railway line here, which we're going to walk parallel to just for a little while until we head off over into the hills over there. And Ampthill is sort of in this direction over the other side of the railway line. The walk, according to the app, is about 5 kilometres long. And then I just checked on Google Maps what the walk would be from the end point at Ampthill Park back to where I've just parked my car, and that's going to be at about another 2 miles. So in total for me today, this walk's going to be just over 5 miles, possibly 6 if I deviate off the route somewhat, which is 8-9 kilometres. Hoping to do it in a couple of hours, and let's see what we see along the way. As I say, we're just along this what appears to be also a cycle track, and I didn't see any cycle signs for it. You certainly could cycle along this, but it's a clearly defined pathway running parallel to the main line there. The walk, here we go. Just in case you didn't believe me. The walk takes us up over the hill there. I don't know if it's actually Ampthill, but it's certainly a hill that's near Ampthill, and quite close to the Centre Parks, which is been built. And if you come to Centre Parks by train, you will get off at Flytwyk railway station. I believe they run a shuttle bus service from there, or some kind of I've seen buses there at times, clearly stating they're heading to Centre Parks. So it's not walkable from the railway station, certainly if you've got luggage and children and suitcases and all the other paraphernalia that you take on holiday with you. But I guess this is a way you would walk to it if you did. But we are already quite away from the centre of Flytwyk anyway. This walk starts on the outskirts, right on the outskirts. The town of Flytwyk is right back that way, probably at least half a mile, maybe a mile from where I parked up. Anyway, let's see what we see. Right, so we're a quarter of a mile from the start now, and still walking next to the railway line. And the app's telling me to take a left turn here. Now the pathway does carry on there next to the railway line. Just going to see if I can see where that actually where it states it leads to. I'd imagine it takes you to Ampthill. Now this is called Catherine Walk. That's been directed to the left. It's not called that on the app, and this sign doesn't say where that leads to up there, or call it anything in particular. So anyway, so we're going on the Catherine Walk, and it's a nice walking path actually. This looks fairly recent and fairly new, You often find these gravel pathways, once they've been around a while, a bit of pooling starts to develop in the winter time. A few puddles, water moving, starts to dislodge the stones and the aggregate and so on, and you quite often get it wears away in places. But this is in good nick at the moment, and certainly good enough to cycle along. Let's see if that continues now. I can see another sign up here. I'm just going to go and check the app again to see if I'm heading straight on here or what looks to be a right-hand turn. Well, clearly you can take a right here. I've got no idea where it leads to, but the Catherine Walk sign is also pointing to continue on. So presumably this walk placed on the Go Jauntly app is based on this Catherine's Walk. The walk belonging to Catherine. I've never actually heard of it, but as I say, it does appear to be reasonably new, especially when you look at the saplings that are planted here as well. Maybe somebody knows. There's been quite a lot of recent developments housing-wise over there in Flytwyk. There's a new housing estate close to where I parked, and very often with these planning permissions and so on these days, there's agreements built in that they will provide certain facilities, playgrounds, places for people to go walking. There's clearly a lot of trees and so on been planted just over here. Maybe all to do with it. It might have nothing to do with it, but it's certainly a very promising walk so far. And immediately now we're away from the roads and the railway line, it's very peaceful too. Now here we are, definitely going to be taking a right turn, and fortunately that's also what the app is saying. I signed up for the Go Jauntly app actually, paid for the premium services that are available. There are some limited range of services available on the free version, and I would say I got my money's worth on the first walk I went on, with the amount of information that I got from the walk and the enhancement to my walk that it gave me. So personally I think it's a very good app. I'm sure there are probably others available. I stumbled across this one. How did I find out about it? I think I just saw something on YouTube and someone mentioned it, or on Twitter, and I had a look at it, downloaded the free version, and I thought, yeah, you know what, this is probably worth the few pounds to have a little go, see what it's like. And as I say, I think I got my value for money out of it straight away. So worth having a look at. As I say, I'm not promoting it, I'm not sponsored by them or anything along those lines. It's just a useful app I found. Excuse me. And as I said, on another walk, it takes you up the footpaths. You can just put in where you are, or it locates where you are and will tell you where there's some interesting walks along proper public footpaths. Now, sometimes Google Maps will do that, but more often than not, Google Maps will have you walking down a road, sometimes a road that hasn't even got a footpath, so bear that one in mind. It always used to be my go-to app, I have to say, but if you want actual walks, of course there's plenty of other resources about showing you where there are public footpaths, but this one shows you in a Google Maps kind of way, so you can follow and make sure that you have kept to the route you're on. Now, sometimes, of course, people, it doesn't matter if you get lost or you take the wrong route, you eventually find your way back. It's never an issue, but if you're going for a walk with a limited amount of time, this is where something like this comes into its own actually, because you can find a walk that fits into the place where you are or where you're going to, and how much time you've got, what your capabilities are in terms of steep hills or muddy paths or flat paths, or you need it to be all on the level, or walking in the country, walking in towns, etc, etc. And of course, if you keep to the app, I did one the other day that stated it was 5.5 miles and would take 2 hours and 15 minutes. And pretty much on the button, I was there in 2 hours 15 minutes. Now, obviously, if you walk that distance just as a straightforward A to B walk, then you should do it quicker. But of course, you're not. You're not doing that. You're out on a walk and looking at things along the way, so it does take that into account as well. I'm just going to double check the app to make sure I am remaining on the Catherine walk, or going that way. The Catherine walk is down that way, so let's just see which way I'm supposed to go now. Right then, goodbye Catherine walk, that's down there, so possibly this is some kind of loop that then turns back round and comes out back where we were earlier on. I'm deviating off and heading off this way. So right, so what can we say? This walk on the app is partly based on Catherine's walk. Spring has definitely arrived here. Like, it is still a bit cooler for the time of year, cooler than it should be. One thing's for sure, I suffer from hay fever, and when you have years like this where the weather's kind of cold or coldish for later into the spring than it normally is, it tends to slow down the pollen, and then when all of a sudden we jump from 10 Celsius to 20 odd Celsius day in and day out, which I think is going to happen in about a week's time according to the long-term weather forecast, wow, then you get hit. And if you're a hay fever sufferer, you'll know exactly what I mean. So I'm not looking forward to that. Sometimes these springs that start in February are much better because it spreads out the sudden, well, it stops a sudden surge of pollen in the air. Maybe that's just me, maybe it's just this part of the country, I don't know. But yeah, it'd be interesting to know what anyone else thinks about that. I'm pretty sure I'm walking as far as this road down here, and it looks like I might be crossing over. I can see some sort of stile or something over there, so I'll just check the app when I get to the end. There's certainly nowhere else to go other than to the end of the path here. Caution, road ahead, stop in 100 yards. Really? Maybe that become apparent in a moment. Sometimes if this path carries on, I can't see at the moment. It could appear to a cyclist that there's no road there until you see it at the last second. Well, I can see it. I can see a car coming. So.
Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my
right,
mind.
okay, my mistake. I don't quite know what I did there. I've gone too far. There must be some turn off up here somewhere. How strange. So instead of constantly chink-chanking away like I'm doing, concentrate a bit more on your app. So I've walked past where I'm supposed to go now. Maybe it just hadn't caught up quite enough. I'll look on the positives with things like this. Okay, I've deviated from the route slightly, but I'm going to add extra steps into my walk. That's the positive I take from it. Walking back towards the railway line now. I have a feeling I'm walking back to that corner, and I am going to carry on Catherine's Walk. Wow, big fail by me there, guys. It's me, not the app, I can assure you, because there's no other turn off down here, so I'm going to be back where I was a few minutes ago. Right, okay, I've gone back to that corner, and now I'm going back to where I've just come from, back towards the road. What's happened is the app is showing the next turn off from that corner there in a straight line, and we can't walk in a straight line. We've actually got to go down to this road down the end here. The turn off's over in that direction, so when I get to the road here, it'll be a right turn and up to the next point. Really what there should be, if anyone's listening from Go Jauntly or whoever uploaded this walk in the first place, where the white bridge is there on the road, there needs to be another point put in to show that it's walking down this path and then taking a 90-degree turn to the right up over the hill there. And there's no description on this particular walk, so you can't really rely on that part of it. This is a user uploaded walk, so I found a little error on it. I used one in London a few days ago, going from Crystal Palace to Nunhead, and it had the map, although a lot of it was on public roads and footpaths. It had very clear and precise instructions as to where you would go, to the point of when you're walking through a park, to which corner of the park you were heading. It was quite clear. There's a little omission here, I think you could call that. Now I've walked back up and down this pathway twice, which is good for the exercise and the step counts and so on, which is a good 50% of the reason why I go out walking. Why do you go out walking, other than just for the pure pleasure of walking itself? For me, it's about looking at new places. I like to find new walks. It's getting away from the noise of traffic, although I do like walking around cities as well, and just hearing the sound of the country, smelling the country, and quite often I'll also have the music playing too, so it's a big zone out thing for me, taking time away from what I normally do. And I usually walk on my own, but not always. Right, so we're back to the road now, and now I've established what's happened. It's a right turn here. I'm hoping there's some sort of footpath, but if not, it's not a hugely busy road, although that lorry just came around there on the wrong side of the road. There is a footpath, I think. Yeah. So I've got to cross over to the other side there, but probably wouldn't be ideal if you had to walk on the road here. But if you do, remember, especially if you're from Europe, we drive on the left here, so walk on the right hand side of the road and face the oncoming traffic. What I will say with using an app to go on walks is try not to spend too long looking at your phone. Otherwise you'll miss all the interesting stuff that you're walking past. Very easily done. You quite often see people walking along, going on a walk and texting away and looking at Facebook and all the rest of it. Just, you know, you need to be in the moment a little bit more and see what's around you. Now, just going to get up to the top of this hill, and it looks like it's a left turn down a public footpath, so hopefully that's clearly marked. As well, walking down busy roads or semi-busy roads like this is not ideal. Again, the app would kind of suggest that you walk off in that general direction. However, on this occasion, I can see a public footpath sign just ahead of me, because the app's now telling me to go in a straight line over in that general direction over there, where in fact I need to go up here and take a left. So the user uplifted walks, it's quite clear which are user uplifted walks because it says the name of the person that's done it. Need to be, but this is the first one I've actually done, a user uplifted walk, so and it's the first one I've come across any kind of slight confusion. I mean, it's not too bad. It's now I know the score with it. I can program my brain now to operate in that way, that it's not going to be a straight line across from A to B, but a couple of waypoints, if you like, for want of a better term, could have been put in there just to clearly show that you're walking up this road a bit further and not straight across that field. In a situation like this, it's quite obvious you're not going to be walking straight across that field, but back where I was at that other corner on the Catherine's Walk, that wasn't quite so clear. So anyway, we found the footpath. We definitely take a left here. Get away from this road again. Bridleway, cycle track and footpath. And again, wow, this looks very new as well. I think it's this way. Wow, yeah. This is new. This is very new. I like it. I don't mind wandering through long wet grass and mud and so on and so forth, but sometimes it is nice just to have a nice surface with a good grip. It's that kind of slightly spongy feel to it, I suppose, because it is also for horses. And yes, horses have been down here because I can see their calling card just ahead. Very nice. We're probably heading up towards where Centre Parks is now, in the woods over there. I'm sure you can't actually walk through the centre of Centre Parks unchallenged, so I'm presuming there's a path that walks around the edge of it. It goes around the edge of it, I should say. I've driven past this so many times, but never walked around here. Oh yeah, this is great. Certainly it makes for a good cycle track as well. Yeah, I don't know who's responsible for this. Bedfordshire Mid-Beds Council, I guess, but so well done. Lots of pastures here, horses. It's quite good actually for a walk, apart from that bit of road there that we just came along, but it was a decent footpath, so it's not a major problem if it was just the fact you've got cars zooming by in each direction. Some horses to see if you bring the kids with you. I don't know what the pet piggies thing was, but I presume it's some sort of business that's got little pigs that you can take your kiddies to go and see. But I don't know. Oh, tranquil. Defined walkway and path just comes to an abrupt end here. Wondering if it's going to carry on. There's a sign there. Oh, pet piggies this way, so it's still this way for pet piggies. Buckswood. And please keep to the way-marked path and keep dogs under close control, thank you. Yeah, so well, the app's clearly sending us this way, and it is clearly on this occasion, so we're back to a normal sort of walking path. Into sort of kind of managed forest now. Old equipment. Pet Piggies this way, so yeah, if you come into Pet Piggies, it's a little bit of a walk. Interested to see what it is when if this walk actually takes you to it. And I can see some piggies. Oh, that beaut. Hello. There was the general aroma of pigs just as I carried on a little bit there. Still pet piggies this way. Off down that way as well. Horses, pigs, chickens. Oh yeah, I think it's some kind of place where you can bring the kids to look at farm animals. See any obvious entrance to it here anyway, not down this path, bit of the path. Some pretty big piggies over there. Right, so now I've got a grip of how the map on this particular walk, at least anyway, is operating. On there you can see the footpath, and as it's really the only footpath running close to the lines, yeah, the annotation of the map, if you like, for want of a better term, just kind of goes A to B straight lines rather than curves around with the path. I think probably one or two waypoints could be added just to make it a bit clearer, but on the whole it's quite obvious, but particularly once you get past that first bit where I went a little wrong. And now I understand what's actually happening. See, it shows from back there a direct line across that place to come out up the top of the hill over here, which obviously you can't do, but you can follow this path. Oh, it's pretty good on the whole as well, this path. A few signs saying do not touch the pigs. They must stick their snouts through the fence or something. Meet baby mini pigs near Centre Parks. Oink oink. Petpiggies.co.uk. Sounds like a fun thing to bring your kids to. I think you can own a micro pig. According to I just had a quick look at their website while I'm walking past. I couldn't find a huge amount of info out other than it's easy to find on the internet and it is close to Centre Parks. So if you happen to be coming to Centre Parks at Flitwick or Woburn or wherever it is they call it, then might be worth a visit. But you can certainly look it up online anyway. Petpiggies.co.uk. There you go. I've learned about somewhere today I never knew existed. They've certainly got plenty of piggies in there, that's for sure. If you like collecting cones as well, cleaning them up, spraying them silver for Christmas, not a bad place to come. Oh, this is splendid. There's some sheep over there as well. Horses. Yeah. Looks like it's a book in advance kind of place. Taking parties. Groups, imagine schools probably go there, that kind of thing. Oh, I think we literally are on the edge of Centre Parks there. I can just, as I hold the camera up, see some roofs of some chalets and accommodation there tucked away amongst the trees. Looks very nice actually. Yeah. Can't hear much noise coming from it. I presume it is open this time of year. Well, it will be, won't it? Of course it will be open. I think it's open all year round. How busy it would be this time of year. I can't see the sort of centrepiece. Don't Centre Parks normally have a kind of a a main centre with a heated swimming pool and all that kind of thing, wave pools and things, I don't know, something like that. So they're usually quite big sites. I think this is the far extremity to the east side of Centre Parks. It's a nice woods to walk through actually. Hope too many trees didn't have to be chopped down to build Centre Parks over there though. Walking back further down there, it didn't look particularly fenced off, which you obviously would expect it to be, but I've come along here and it's sure got quite a hefty security fence around the edge of it, which I'd expect anyway. Just seen it now, a bit more of a clearing just here. Oh look. Little pals from the woods. Watching you, watching me, watching you. Step forward, you'll run up that tree. Oh, it's gone. I guess that's put in to stop the movement of little animals like squirrels or badgers. Get from one side of that fence to the other. Not seen too many of those, but I guess they must be around. I presume that's what it's there for. The app, or the map, I should say, will send me straight across that farmer's field to that tree line over there, where this path actually goes this way and then takes them right out to it. I see a lot of cars actually just ahead through the trees. What that's all about, if it's something to do with the entrance of Centre Parks or the cars by the looks of it. Not really certain on the geography of Centre Parks here. I've seen signs for it. Well, I'm slightly confused because the sign back there sent Catherine's Walk in the other direction. So maybe it's got multiple spurs, who knows. I guess if you Google it, Catherine's Walk, Flitwick or Bedfordshire, something will pop up, I'm sure. But yeah, maybe I am still on Catherine's Walk then. Although there's been a distinct lack of signs saying so for quite a while. The last Catherine's Walk sign was at that point where I turned left and then I came back and turned right and then I went back left again. The last one I saw pointed you back towards the railway line, so I don't know, I'm slightly confused by that. Not that it matters, I'm not specifically on that walk anyway. Can I assume all the cars and car park over there are to do with Centre Parks, because there's quite a lot of them. Following next to the fences, warning you of 24-hour security and dogs. Barbed wire. Wow. I don't suppose they want every Tom, Dick and Harry just wandering in there. It's not supposed to be there. This appears to be the entrance road, or service road at least. And as we just come up here now, we're just going to start walking on this path, but parallel to that Fordfield Road that we walked on briefly earlier on. It was quite busy-ish with the footpath. That's probably about a mile back in that direction. And we've come out just up here. You see the sign for Centre Parks now, so this must be the main entrance to it. So we've got a very big car park actually. I just walked past, so it's clearly not, the numbers aren't particularly high at the moment because the car park was a third full maybe. There's a lot of car parks still unused today at least, and again it's it's outside the school holidays in April, so I guess it's probably fairly low season. Anyone ever been to Centre Parks? Any good? Good value for money? Good fun? What is it? I guess it's not like Butlins or Pontins. Woburn Forest, that's it. Centre Parks, Woburn Forest. I knew it was Woburn something or other. Spa guests, treehouse guests, service and staff, and guests in general. So looks like it must have a spa, a day spa kind of arrangement here. As you can see, still on Catherine's Walk. Very kindly put a crossing here so we can continue on it. That's the road we were on earlier on. There's a lot of cars coming in and out though. Now we're at the main entrance, so I suppose now, what's the time? It's about 10 o'clock, so yeah, on a Monday morning. So anyone that's come for a long weekend, I suppose checkouts must be about now, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Turned into a bit more of a tarmac path now. Right, we've just come up to a bit now on the app map, which as it's sort of as the crow flies setting on it. It's not quite clear whether you're supposed to continue on this path off to the left there in a bit of a circle or go onto the road and walk along it. I'm going to take the left-hand path route. It's not quite clear if that's what was intended, but either way around you kind of come out at a roundabout area just down there where you cross over to the other side. So I'll take the left-hand route anyway, because I'm sure it's going to be far more pleasurable than walking along that road. But I think you could probably do either. Ultimately you're going to be coming out where this road meets a roundabout, whichever way you go. So yeah, just bear it in mind if you're using the app. If it's user uploaded walk, it might not be quite as detailed as Go Jauntly's own efforts. The Catherine Walk certainly is to the left, so yeah, I'm going to take this way. Not much of a deviation. I think all that's happening is you're deviating around whatever this business is just here on the right. Right, this is where I say goodbye to Catherine's Walk again. Just looking at the app and the general direction I want to be going in. I don't want to be heading left. That'll take you off towards Millbrook, Woburn direction generally. But this will take me back down to the roundabout I mentioned and cross over that way, over towards that hill straight ahead. I think we'll be heading. Once I have a look. That looks quite nice to go up that way actually. There's like an old railway embankment there. I don't think it actually is, but sometimes they just sort of appear from nowhere. Where most of it's been taken away over the years. There's so many walks in Britain along old railway tracks. So they'll become cycle tracks, bridleways, footpaths and so on. Sometimes surprising, you're walking up one and you suddenly think, oh yeah, it's got the feel of a railway line about it. And you look it up and lo and behold, yeah, 50 years ago it was a railway line. I don't think this was though. I have a feeling these have been built as sound barriers for this road to make the feel of Woburn Forest like you really are actually in a forest. Well, you are in a forest, but deeper in it than you actually are. That would be my guess. Not a bad job done, lots of trees been planted. I must have driven around this roundabout 1,000 times. Never really paid attention to this road here. I usually are going from left to right or right to left as we look at this roundabout and road junction coming up. It's quite a busy one, so I think I'm going to abandon holding this camera like this for a little while until I've got over to the other side of it. I've established, over there, all the way up there, across and round. Well, good old Catherine's Walk keeps on appearing and disappearing. But that junction in the footpath must come out up there somewhere, or you can join it from just here. I'm heading back down this way where the sign says "Welcome to Ampthill, historic market town." As far as I can see from this map, I'm not going to be actually going into the historic market town area itself, but I have done, and it's a nice little town to spend some time having a look around. Now the As You Crow Flies map makes it slightly unclear as to which route you're supposed to take just here, but I'll make an executive decision in just a moment once I cross this road. I think it's probably, unless I see some public footpath signs, going to be a case of down this cycle track parallel to the road for a little while at least. Yeah, at some point along here I need to take a left turn and join a actual footpath, a woody, in the woods. Can't at the moment see, but it's presumably going to have some sort of access to it on the left down here somewhere. This is a busy old road, it's not ideal for wandering along. Not very pleasant at the best of times, and on a wet day you'd be sprayed and all sorts of stuff. But it's alright today. There's not much on this walk itself, there's not much in the way of walking by a road, so there's an interesting structure in the woods to the left here that's on this particular walk that's always is worthy of pointing out, assuming I can find a way into it. Right, so I'm presuming now that there'll be some sort of left-hand turn at this right-hand curve in the road, that I'll be able to take a sharp left into the woods, and then it'll be off this road then until the end of this portion of the walk. There's a green sign just up there, so I'm hoping that that's going to be pointing in a left-hand direction or something like that. Right, so yeah, fortunately this is sending me down here. Shouldn't be too far, and then I should be able to take a right hand turn and head off in that general direction. Mysterious looking structure just there. There's a ventilation shaft for the railway line that goes through Ampthill Tunnel here, the railway line that we saw at the beginning of the walk. I can just see a little muntjac deer.
Take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? I'm in a race that everybody's chasing fast. They wanna be that someone on the screen at last. They ain't looking inside for their needs in life. They wanna be liked by everybody in sight. But trust me, being free.
Yeah, he's definitely got his BDI on me. If I step to a couple of feet closer to him, he'll be off. You'll not ever see him again. There's thousands of them around this part of the country. Apparently they're imported, I believe, from China or somewhere in Asia, and were kept on the Woburn estate. Of course, some escaped, and nature did the rest. There literally are loads, and if you're driving down these roads, including that one behind us, in the dark at night, they do have a habit of running out. So I actually had one run out in front of me, not far from here actually. Hit the front of my car, bounced off, stood there looking stunned. I'd seen it and put the brakes on obviously, and so probably hit it at 10 or 15 miles an hour maximum. It didn't get killed. A lot of them do. Most of the time they do get killed. And it ran off into the woods. And I thought, oh, that was a lucky escape. Just giving it a bit of a glance, because they can do a lot of damage to your car, believe you me. And when I got to work, I looked at the front of my car and I couldn't believe the damage it had done to the bumper, the front, one of the front lights and so on. And the repair bill for the insurance was getting on for £2,000. So yeah, do be careful. They get startled by the car lights and can come running out in front of you. I've nearly hit them quite a few times. I've only actually hit one once. Right, so seems to be going up over this way now. I was glad about that, because I was wondering at what point we'll start heading in a easterly direction. Funny to think there's trains running underneath my feet now, pretty much every few minutes. This is the Marston Vale, what was that? Timberland Trail. Marston Vale Timberland Trail. There you go. Green Sandridge Walk. Typical Network Rail type fencing just over there to stop you going further over that way. In fact, I can hear a train there. If you got through that fence and then carried on walking in that direction, you'll then to the top of the portal of the tunnel, which is obviously not a safe place to be lurking about. It'd be easy to fall off there. You certainly don't want to be doing that. And Catherine's Walk has reappeared. Well, this is and now also the Bunyan Trail and Timberland Trail. Wow. I never knew this park existed. I've lived in this part of the world for well, close to this part of the world for over 30 years, and almost close to this part of the world for almost 40 years, well, almost 50 years. I didn't know this place, is that free manure for your garden there as well? Right, just need to check the map now. Ampthill Park, I think. Oh, I found somewhere new today. I've driven on that road thousands of times and I did not know this existed over here. Right, so the Go Jauntly app's telling me to take a sort of a clockwise route around what appears to be, well, it seems to be a bit of a crisscross of paths and also a circular route, so I'm going this way. Plenty of wood for the fire here if you could get your car up, or your truck up. And there is your railway line that goes underneath this hill. Over there where I've just walked, hence the ventilation shafts. And that's the Midland Main Line that goes from St Pancras to Bedford, just over there, northbound to places like Wellingborough, Kettering, Leicester, Derby, Nottingham, Sheffield, and connections to everywhere. Well, this is certainly a very nice park. It's very big, obviously not much in the way of facilities as such for those that need facilities, but it's certainly lots of open space and fresh air. Great place to walk your dog and let your kids run around and so on. Ideal. There's a lake down there as well. It seems to be pretty much fenced off. Appears to be some like fishing platforms, so I'm wondering if there's a facility for you to rent a spot, pay the fee or whatever and go and fish there. Now, cattle grazing area, public footpath and the long trail, which is kind of the route I'm heading on just at the moment. A sign over here, let's go and have a look. Well, this is a beautiful, tranquil place, and if you're into fishing, which I'm not as it happens, I prefer just eating them. Sorry, vegetarians. This is a great place to come and fish. In fact, there's a couple of guys over there. I just noticed them just there. Got a line out. Very tranquil. I think we're quite high up on a hill here as well. All the rabbit holes there, there's absolutely tons of rabbits amongst these hills around here. The holes there, that's an incredible number. Can't see any rabbits though. Not sure how long this sign's been here for, but that's where Stuart B. Brickworks used to be, where there's a windmill thing, and I believe it's an incinerator now. But yeah, there used to be the Stuart B. Brickwork chimneys there. If you go back long enough, the days when they were actually open, producing bricks, dependent on which direction the wind was in relation to those and all the other brickworks along the Marston Vale there, you'll get this kind of sulphurous smell, which I have to say wasn't great. It was not a pleasant smell, but there you go, it's all gone now. Probably import the bricks from China now. Getting towards the end of the walk now. Still in Ampthill Park, obviously, but the walk is to Ampthill Park, which meant I entered on the western side of it and I'll finish up on the eastern side. I'm rather hoping when I get to the eastern side there's some sort of car park. I've seen there must be a car park for this place. I've certainly not seen anything so far. If you wanted to drive here, of course, if you lived in Ampthill, I guess you could just walk it. It really is a nice park. And yeah, apart from the incinerator, some quite impressive views there across Bedfordshire. There's a cricket pitch down there. I shan't go down there, but down the bottom there, which I presume is attached to this park, is a children's playground. What looks to be some tennis courts. I think there's a cricket pitch over there. And possibly a football ground. I can see some sort of advertising hoardings that may well be a dugout, so it's probably a football pitch down there. Well, I'm heading back this way towards the exit entrance and then make my way back towards Flytwyk. As the Go Jauntily part of this walk will come to an end, I'll have to rely on my local knowledge of the footpaths and roads down there and Google Maps, but I'll try and take an interesting route back as opposed to just straight down the main road, but I fear it might well be just down straight down the main road. Can't think of any public footpaths that will take me back to where I started other than backtracking on where I've just been. Alas, I do not have time for that today. And it's still a good couple of miles back to where I parked from here, so right, let's proceed and see what else can be found. It's got a pretty good children's playground actually from this distance. I have a young grandson, I'm sure he'll enjoy coming over here, so I'm going to pop that on my to-do list with him. Also establish that there's somewhere reasonable to be able to park, because from where I live to here isn't a walk, certainly not with a 6-year-old. Right, yeah, so there seems to be quite a few ways to get in and out of this park, by foot at least. And I'm just coming up to the Ampthill road now. And I'm going to take a right turn there and head off in the general direction of the edge of Flitwick, where I started the walk a couple of hours ago. Let's see if I can get over this fence. I'm sure there's on the app it does show a gate going through to a road, so hopefully I'll come to it fairly soon. I think I must be leaving the park just down here. Oh yeah, there's the entrance and exit to the park. Yeah, nice park, and I didn't go down to the bit where the main facilities were, if you like, such as the children's playground, but there does appear to be a coffee shop down there as well. How often that's open and when it's open, or even if it's open, I couldn't tell you, I'm afraid, today. And welcome to the picturesque historic town of Ampthill. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. Still wondering about car parking. Ampthill itself's got plenty of car parking, so there'll never be a problem finding somewhere. Just use Google Maps, guys. Right, so back to that extremity of Flytwyk where I parked a little while back. Let's see if we can get back on reasonable footpaths. I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again Well, I had forgotten what an absolutely delightful little town Ampthill was. I've been here a number of times over the years, but usually I just fly in and out in the car. Don't necessarily a huge amount, but it's got a lot of individual shops, private shops if you like, privately owned shops. There's obviously a big Waitrose, or biggish Waitrose, the main supermarket back there, which gives you kind of an indication as to the type of town it is. It's a pretty affluent area, and a lot of the shops here will back that up. It's nice to see there are still some of these towns about in the UK that haven't been taken over completely by the big corporate businesses and entities selling the same old stuff. So yeah, anyway, heading off out of Ampthill itself now. Just left the town centre, heading back down towards the main road, down towards Flitwick. There's one or two bits of evidence that Ampthill did have its own railway station at one time. Sadly long since gone, but I'm now on Station Road. So presumably there'll be some remnants of the old station down here. I've come around in a bit of a circle actually, and actually just over there is all the beginnings of Ampthill Park. So, the Crescent, Ampthill. I'm not actually going to make it as far down as where the station was, as I'm starting to run out of time a little bit. It looks like you can go that way, but it'll be a longer route, so I'm going to take the quickest route as described by Google Maps now. I'm off the go jauntily bit of this and head back about another 25 minutes walk from here. I'm presuming through mostly housing estates, so I'll finish this off once I get to the end, and I'll pop some photos in of anything interesting I happen to see along the way. But it's certainly not an unpleasant place to walk through Ampthill and down this way. And of course Ampthill would have been a good place to stop for some refreshments had you wished to. Plenty of pubs there, shops and so on and so forth. So yeah, not a bad little walk that, all in all. Right, let's press on. I'm just on Meadow Way now and I've come across Catherine's Walk yet again. I can't believe it. It's quite incredible. I'm going to have to Google this properly when I get home and have a little look, because if you're just walking Catherine's Walk using the signposts, you're going to get horrendously lost or off track, because there's simply not enough signs. And then it appears to branch off in different directions as well. So I'll have a look into that. If you're interested, that's a nice old vehicle. I'd suggest you do the same, but yeah, it's quite curious thing. Right, well, I've taken a bit of a windy walk through the suburbs or housing estates of Ampthill, and I'll keep following that Catherine's Walk. I'm hoping that at some point along here I'll get back on the other side of the railway line and back onto that path that I originally started on. This is looking quite promising. Google Maps isn't helping with this, so I've resorted back to the signage. I think you do need to use a combination of everything. And sure enough, still on Catherine's Walk. the opposite side of the railway line to what I was on earlier on. So I must have to assume that I'll be going over that railway line at some point and joining that path. I'm hoping anyway, because it's going to be by far the best and most pleasurable route. If I've taken that main road I've just crossed there, that's not the best to walk along. Bit of ancient street art lurking about down here. Bacon made rich. What does that mean, for heaven's sake? Doesn't quite pass the litter test, I'm afraid. Well, this looks to be pretty much the area where a station probably was, or goods yard, sidings, stuff like that, a long time ago. And I can see the overhead wires of the railway line just behind that building ahead there. So I'm hoping there's some kind of indication how I can get over that. I'm fairly sure that there is a foot crossing somewhere around here that takes you over. Footbridge, I should say. Hopefully I'll be able to see it once I get to the end here, because the other side is where I really want to be. Google Maps is just having a complete breakdown now. It's trying to send me back in the other direction. Possibly it's right, but I prefer to try this method. Here we go, there's another sign here. Catherine's Walk, sending you straight into the scaffolder's yard. Well, I took a left turn at the scaffolder's yard because that's the direction I need to be going in the hope that there was some sort of walkway, but there isn't. However, logic dictates that if they've put a signpost up advertising Catherine's Walk through a trading estate, which is essentially what this is, there's got to be a cut through somewhere and a crossover. Otherwise, why would you send anyone down here? You really wouldn't. There's the sign. It's not really definitive as to which direction you're supposed to be going in. Needless to say, I took the wrong one. Another little sign up here, actually, a little post that I didn't see when I first got here. That's possibly going to give me a bit more of a clue. Interesting. I love going on walks like this, even if you do end up in some slightly strange areas. Now then, this looks like a... aha, there we go. That is exactly. Shame I didn't see that little post there further back. Right. So this will take us back over the Midland Main Line, hopefully onto that footpath I was on earlier on. And that housing estate in the distance there, just to the left of the farm, is where I'm headed. And just up there, you can't quite see it from here, just beyond that railway bridge is Ampthill tunnel that we walked over earlier on and saw the ventilation shaft. So I'm coming quite a big circle now, with one or two deviations along the way. Slightly confusing in parts this has been, But if you remember right at the beginning of the video, I took a walk off this path to the left all the way over there, and then I turned left, then I came back, and if I'd carried on going I would have ended up here, and back along there is back to where I started. So Catherine's Walk is interesting because this Go Jauntly walk from Flytwyk to Ampthill Park essentially follows that, but the signage is I think you could say at best confusing and sometimes non-existent. Perhaps it's a work in progress because these signs, posts and that do look fairly new, as does this part of it. So I'm thinking that maybe there's still a few posts and signs still to go up. But there we go, guys. That's the walk. I've just checked the step count and I'm on about 6.5 miles. The original walk itself on the app from down there to Ampthill Park was around about 5 miles, if memory serves me right. I think I've deviated off a little bit here once or twice, but that certainly doesn't matter. Doubling back on myself back there. But anyway, thanks again to Go Jauntly app. That's brought me to somewhere or a walk I've never been on before. Number one. Number two, obviously I've amended it slightly for the fact that I want to get back to where I started, where I parked the car. And number three, Go Jauntly, if you're listening at this point and haven't fallen asleep, we need more circular walks rather than A to B. A to B in cities is brilliant because you can, as I've posted on some of my videos, go into, say, London in on the train and walk to another railway station and go back out again. Or you've always got public transport options to get you back to where you started. One of my personal favourite walks or way of walking is that if there is, say, in London or a big city, instead of doing a massive loop or an out and back, especially not an out and back, is doing a one-way between somewhere to somewhere and then getting a bus or tube back to where I started from. So, hope you enjoyed the walk. If you've got any comments, please make them, and I'll be back with another one fairly soon. Check out my others. If you click on the subscription and all that kind of thing, then you'll get notified when some more videos, but there's quite a few to look at, both in the UK, in cities, in the countryside, and over also in Europe, some in Australia, and some journeys and other content too. So have a look. If you enjoy it, say hi. If not, then as I always say, if you don't like it, double click the like button. Cheers. Right, funnily enough, just near where I parked, I have found this sign. It's the first one I've actually seen, explaining what the Catherine's Walk actually is. And so here I admit to my complete ignorance, since I've lived in this area for so long. But it's from Leighton Buzzard to Gambling Gate. And it doesn't appear to have too many branches off it as such. I mean, it shows where we are supposedly here. But yeah, I think it's probably a work in progress where the signage is concerned. But that's very interesting. Catherine's Walk, 8.5 miles. I think I'm going to have to do that, but I'll need this map, I think, rather than the signposts, because it's not altogether certain. I think probably what's happened is there are different access points to it, here being one of them, and where I went over the railway line was part of the actual walk, and then earlier on where there was sort of 2 different ways to go, were taking you back to access points, and presumably there are some of those all along. Very interesting, very interesting. It did confuse me slightly, but that's given me a much better idea. Anyway, once again, I'll say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and now you all know about Catherine's Walk, even if I did make a bit of a mess explaining it. But when I turned up here a couple of hours ago, I didn't even know of its existence. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy your walking.
All of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you, I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish